Universal Orlando Resort for over 5 years, you are listening to the Unofficial Universal Orlando Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 210 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando Podcast. Of course, I'm Hunter, and with me today, I have my lovely friend, Darren.
What's up, Internet?
How you doing, Darren?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm a little bummed out that I missed on the annual pass holder meet and greet, and I didn't get that sweet merch you were carrying around, but I'll make do.
Awesome.
And, of course, I have Tracy.
Hello.
How are you, dear?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
You know, I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
You know, minus missing out on that sweet merch that Darren was carrying around the other night.
Yep.
Oh, we'll get there.
And finally, of course, I have Lee, who's already started talking. How are you doing, Lee?
Apparently we're not his lovely friends, though. That's only Darren.
Well, Darren had the merch, the sweet merch.
Oh, yes.
That's right. I'm a little bummed out because I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but the other day Darren had some sweet merch.
No,
I'm
you
a
didn't.
little bummed out that I missed out on it.
Yeah.
It's nice to have you back on the show, actually, guys. It was weird doing the last one without you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
I felt it in my soul. I knew when you guys were recording, I just felt it. I was like, oh, it was just a stabbing in my chest.
There was a disturbance
Yeah, it's
in
kind
the
of like
force.
when Tom Davis first Spark Rocks, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, let's start off on a very happy note. Let's start with some Producers Club birthdays.
We will indeed. We have one this time, and it's a belated happy birthday to the lovely Tom Brino. Now, his birthday was August the 20th, so happy birthday, Tom. Sorry it's a bit late.
Yes. Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday, Tom.
Tom was actually supposed to join me on the Producers Club roundtable last week, but I think he's had an operation. He's actually at Universal right now, but he
What,
can't ride
recovering at
anything.
Universal?
Yes.
That's awesome.
He can't ride anything, but he is currently there.
So that's what the recovery program is. It's nothing about
Yeah.
theft.
You know what he should do? He should chill out and record us a great ice cream debate, right?
Yes,
He should.
And I do hear
That
that.
is one thing you can definitely do
Yes, and
when
I
you're injured.
do hear that ice cream is very good for recovery.
Yes.
It is. That
Speeds up
there
the
is
healing
calcium.
process.
Calcium fixes bones.
It's when we find out that
Sugar
we're all
for
that
energy.
short. We've got all that short memories that he probably has already done one for us, and we've played it.
Do us another one anyway.
Another one.
Yeah.
Try them all. Try them all.
Yes.
You're in recovery mode.
Yes.
Do that. Remember, like Tracy said, get that calcium in your body and you'll be right back at it. We'll put you on Hulk just to make sure you're okay. That's actually a pretty convenient little segue there. Before we get into the great ice cream debate for this week, we received a follow-up message from our good friend Kenneth. If you don't remember Kenneth, he called in a few weeks ago to tell us he didn't like the Reign of Kong ride. Kenneth. And he didn't like the Kong Dong, which admittedly, you know, that's going to be give or take.
That's subjective.
Yeah, very subjective, but you gotta like Reign of Kong in some capacity. Anyways, go on ahead, Kenneth. Tell us what's up.
Okay, UUO podcast, it's Kenneth again. Last time I said I didn't like King Kong after riding it 3 times. Well, after riding it a 4th and 5th time, both of those times getting to do the outside portion, I actually kind of like it now. And I feel bad. So, I needed to rectify that. I apologize. I apologize for the things I said before. But I would still say, if the outside portion of the ride is not operating, it's not worth it. Don't go. It's only good if you get to do the whole experience. So those are my thoughts on King Kong now after riding it 5 times. It's pretty cool. Still not my favorite, but it is good. So those are my thoughts. This is Kenneth. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
That is very smart of Kenneth because you do not want to be on Kong's bad side.
No.
Very
That's
true.
right. Kong Dog.
Still no comment or update about the Kong.
No.
You know, and I think, Tracy, I'm not sure if you watched the footage, but Lee, you actually checked out Reign of Kong.
We both did.
We did.
Due to a special thing.
Yes.
Yes, we both
we
did.
Very
There-
excited for it.
It looks awesome.
And yeah, I can see why some people would be, I think Darren and I talked about it, I can see why some people would be disappointed in it.
Yes.
But you've got to just appreciate the sense of spectacle and how balls to the wall. Universal went out with everything, particularly that outside portion. That's actually my favorite part of the ride, so I'm glad Kenneth mentioned it.
Yeah, I think it looks cool. Like the first half of it, I was kind of like, it just looks like every other Universal attraction. It's like a bit of scene and then a screen. But then once you get into the full tunnel section, I thought that was stunning.
Yeah, and that full tunnel section, you also need to feel it there too, because we did one ride through where everything worked right, and then we did one ride through where the hydraulics on the vehicle didn't work. So you weren't like in sync with the video, and it made a big difference.
Yeah,
so
It absolutely does. And I actually just wanted to give a little bit of a tip. When I was down there checking out Sapphire Falls, I mentioned to the team member, I was like, hey, I'm not sure if it's just an off day or whatever, but we actually didn't have any motion in the last scene. I was just kind of curious what was going on. He's like, well, if you want to try again, you can. And he put us right back on the next vehicle.
Awesome.
Excellent.
And unfortunately, the hydraulics were still down on that next ride, but at least he gave us an opportunity without having to wait.
Cool. But yes, we watched it in preparation for something that hopefully should be coming up soon.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So I guess we're going to head on over to our Florean Fortescue ice cream debate, which is from our very own Maureen.
Yay!
Hi, UOP. This is Maureen with Autism at the Parks, and I'm here in Diagon Alley, and we are calling in our favorite Fortescue's ice cream. And we've tried almost every flavor, and here are the results. My favorite is the apple crumble. It's to die for. Delicious. And my husband, Phil, he says his favorite is the chocolate chili with the salted caramel blondie is a close second. And Zach's favorite is always the vanilla chocolate soft swirl. So that's our votes for the Florean Fortescue's ice cream challenge. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Yeah, apple crumble's well in the lead.
Yeah.
yeah, as it should be.
So, Maureen, would you refer to this gentleman as your better half, or... Because he agrees with me.
Oh,
So, I guess apple crumble's still in the front?
Yes, by chocolate chili is second. Apple crumble currently has 2, 4, 6, 8, like 8, and chocolate chili has 5.
All right. We'll catch it up. I'll submit them under some fake voices. It'll be great.
Yeah,
apple crumble shall reign supreme.
The guys at Diz After Dark owe me a favor anyways.
I'm sure.
Hey now, don't rig the vote.
Thanks, Maureen. Don't forget, we still want your ice cream debate entries. Where can we get those, Darren?
Yeah, if you want your vote, you want your vote to be heard, just record us a message on your phone telling us who you are, where you are, and which is your favorite Florean Fortescue ice cream flavor, and email them to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com.
Or you can go to speakpipe.com/uuopodcast, record us your message there, and it will come directly to us. And for even better results, record it from the Wizarding World.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Everyone likes to hear that park music in the background.
Yes. Or for even better results, take me with you to hold your hand and guide you through your ice cream journey.
And me. Can't take her on her own.
Can.
Tracy's treating it like a crossing the river Styx type situation.
Absolutely. You've got to
Guided
try,
boat
haven't you?
tours.
Yeah. Hey, Shy Bird's getting out.
How northern was that?
All right. Well, if there's nothing else to add, let's go ahead and head on into the news. Hello there, everybody. My name's Hunter, and our top story this evening is about the Incredible Hulk coaster having roared back to life at Universal Islands of Adventure. Let's go on over to Tracy, who has more information.
I do indeed. On August the 8th, the Marvel superheroes and a crowd of excited guests celebrated the official reopening of the Incredible Hulk coaster. After a special countdown to the ride's reopening, the Marvel superheroes led guests inside the attraction and became the first official riders on the newly revamped coaster. So the Incredible Hulk coaster now features brand new ride vehicles, all new onboard ride score exclusively produced by Patrick Stump, an original storyline that places guests at the hands of an experiment led by General Thunderbolt Ross, and a completely redesigned queue which appears to guest as a high-tech scientific facility centred around a massive gamma core.
For those of you curious, just a quick addendum, Patrick Stump is the lead vocalist and I believe primary composer for Fall Out Boy.
Yes.
So Darren, you got to write it this weekend. How do you like it?
It was pretty similar to what it was before, which is a good thing in my opinion. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. No, it did not have the new launch technology that we thought it would have. It was still a tire-driven launch. Still awesome though. Still works very well. The inside of the launch tube has some like video screen, like LED kind of screen things going on there. So they do a lot more with like the patterns on the launch. It was really cool too because we got to ride it at night at the Passenger meetup thing. So it was pretty neat to experience it all in the dark, which I think is the best way to do it because they've got the headlights on the vehicles as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That create a really cool effect on the track ahead of you. So
Do they still have these splits where I can choose front row or any of the other sections?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that part's the same. The Gamma Core is if you've ever been to a Hot Topic or not really Hot Topic, Spencer's Gifts. You know those like electric bulb things that you touch and then like it goes to your fingers.
You know Van de Graaff generator. No, not a Van de Graaff.
Yeah, the Gamma Core is just a big one of those.
It's
so
plasma ball.
One for your
ball,
cat
yeah.
and your entire family.
The plasma ball.
Yeah, exactly, one of those. And the redesign of the queue is really nice. Everything is cool. We went through Express like right before the event started, so we didn't get to see the whole queue, but you could pretty much tell. I mean, they had some monitors up that had like the status of the core and everything, the Gamma Core and everything going on, and there's a lot of cool lighting effects in the building. It felt cooler in the building as well, like they were able to put more air conditioning in there, which is nice. But yeah,
overall, it doesn't seem like they've overhauled the queue too much, though.
No, like they just replaced some of the more boring elements with like cooler, more visually appealing elements in there. So
let me ask you real quick, Darren. There's been a bit of talk. Have they pretty much just removed every reference to the Hulk out of the attraction aside from the front statue?
Yeah, once you get in the building, there is no references to the Hulk at all.
Do you think that's just planning in case they have to lose the Marvel license sometime later on down the line, and it'll make it easier to retheme?
I don't know about that because they would still have to reproduce all the video and stuff because it's still the video still does reference people like turning into Hulk-like creatures, but no actual Hulk himself.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it just has like normal people. Like it kind of reminds me of the people from like Rip Ride Rocket, but turning into the Hulk instead of saying Asta.
Darren, what's the audio like going up the tunnel now? Because obviously you used to have the bit where it was like, this time I think it's going to work and all that crap. Have they totally got rid of that?
Yeah, it's just music. If I don't, I'm pretty sure I'm remembering it correctly, but it was just music going off, and then you've got the onboard music too, which is pretty nice.
Lee, bear with me real quick. I think Darren just gave us a show idea.
Okay.
Let's combine 2 attractions from Universal Studios and make them one ride.
That could be interesting.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. But yeah, all in all, still really cool coaster. Still the Hulk you love. Some people have said it was like less jarring, like it was before. It was getting a little rough. So the ride's a little bit smoother. I didn't really notice too much of a difference, but it never really bothered me before, so it wasn't really an issue for me.
Well, it's interesting at the moment going off the Hulk a little bit, but the rumours surrounding Dragon Challenge is that it may be getting the same treatment.
Yeah, I'd hope if they were going to do that, they would just take it down and put a new coaster up. If they're not going to actually duel the dragons, then they need to have a different design, I think.
I've also heard that there's a lot of rumours going around about it at the moment, but one of the ones that I heard is that it'll get a complete retracking. they will be putting kind of, the Goblet of Fire where the like the arena that Harry's in with the dragon.
Yeah.
Where the lake is in the bottom, underneath the track. They're going to theme that to that. But then
the Quidditch pitch.
To have it dual again, it will get a Battlestar Galactica switch. So how Battlestar Galactica is it Singapore? One will stay as a suspended, the other one will get switched to an on-the-track coaster. Again, all rumour at the moment, but...
We shall see. I think they need to do something with it if they're not going to have a duel.
Yes, I agree.
And the fact that they've enacted the metal detectors and everything, I don't know why it's still not dueling. There must be something else.
Yeah.
So.
Because that's what we were hoping for when that happened. But there you go.
All right. So, Darren, just real quick, I've also heard some reports. They might have fixed it by the time you got to write it, but apparently the music is turned down very, very low. Were you able to notice the music pretty good?
I was definitely able to notice the music, but I could also see how people would say that. So, yeah, it's not kicked up super loud, and I think that's kind of on account of the way the ride is. You kind of put your head forward a little bit. At least I do on that one. It's not one where I sit back in the seat. So, I think if I were to sit back all the way in the seat, I would hear the music more, but then it would knock my head around more too. So,
yeah, gotcha. I was just wondering if it was going to be comparable to say something like Rip Ride Rocket or Rock and Roller Coaster.
No, I would say as of right now, it's definitely quieter than those.
Okay,
but you can still hear it in the background a little bit. I kind of like how it is. Honestly, I wouldn't want it to be too overpowering because you still want to hear, just like the sounds of the park and the wind rushing by and everything too.
Okay. Cool. I'm excited to ride it again.
Oh yeah, and it actually roars when it comes out. There's your little bit of Hulk.
Yes.
Because when it comes out of the tunnel, it actually has like a sound effect like roar. So.
Well, Tracy, you haven't ridden it since what, 2009?
No.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, illness.
And closed.
Yeah. Bugger. Yes, we need to get back.
Yeah.
Cool.
Come on.
Like next week.
Yeah,
that would be lovely.
So, on to our next story. The new Toothsome Chocolate Emporium and Savory Feast Kitchen opened to employees last week and officially opened to the public yesterday, Monday, the 22nd of August.
I think it's
Darren
actually
will be
opened yesterday.
checking it
It's only actually, it's still in previews. So it's open to the public, but it's still only technically in previews.
Okay.
Gotcha. But Darren, supposedly you're going to be checking it out pretty soon, yeah?
Yeah. I think by next weekend. So
Awesome.
I'm definitely going to try to make it up sooner than later to check it out as well.
Has anybody seen pictures of it?
Yes.
I've been trying to avoid it, to be perfectly honest. I just kind of want to go in there blind.
It looks stunning.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Can I just say that the females' uniforms I would wear anyway. They are awesome.
The whole place is cool. Penelope Toothsome looks awesome. The robot Jacques actually looks really cool as well. Those milkshakes are insane.
Yeah.
So, and it appears, at least for the employee preview, they were just walking around table to table, like meet and greet style.
Yeah. It's cool.
Like spending some time doing that and then going to the front of the house. It looks like they pretty much have free reign over the place, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's something they've been crying out for a long time. I mean, Hunter, you're the big Disney guy. You know, a lot of the dining experiences at Disney are exactly that. They are dining experiences, and there isn't anything like that at Universal, really.
No, with the exception of like the character breakfasts and everything, there's not that interactive experience that people are looking for.
Yeah.
And people definitely want it, so I think this will go down a storm. But it does look, it looks awesome. It does look really cool.
And the nice thing is, this is just a regular restaurant that you can go into. You don't have to book it out a year in advance to actually go check it out.
You also don't have to go into the park to do it either.
Nope.
It's very true.
No, very
you do have to pay for $25 parking.
Not if you go after 6.
Or get the bus.
Or walk.
Parachute.
Yeah, I will say the bacon brittle milkshake is definitely calling my name.
Bacon.
So next year we're going to do the favorite Toothsome Chocolate Factory debate.
When we get to go in there.
Yeah,
we're working
great
on it.
milkshake debate.
Yeah, that would be cool.
There we go. So some very interesting news has come out about the television broadcasting rights for the Wizarding World franchise. So Lee, tell us more about that.
Yeah, well, apparently NBC Universal have announced that they have struck a deal with Warner Brothers Domestic Television. This is the longest title ever. Warner Brothers Domestic Television Distribution to be able to broadcast all of the films in J.K. Rowling's Wizarding World franchise, which also includes apparently the Fantastic Beasts trilogy when it comes round. But they said that beginning on July 1st, 2018, all Harry Potter films can be seen on NBC Universal Cable Entertainment's USA Network and Sci-Fi. Seems weird it's on two different channels. In a deal that also gives rights to air the films across all NBC Universal television networks, which is even weirder. I don't understand. American television seems very different to how it is over here.
I think USA Network comes with most base Comcast packages now, but Sci-Fi is like a special channel where the whole cable system's screwy. I don't even mess on with it. I just use my Netflix and my Hulu when I'm done. But everything's sorted by packages.
It's very different to how it is over here.
We have packages with our Sky.
Yeah, but that's still it's weird.
Yeah, well, they own both. I mean, NBC owns USA and Sci-Fi, so.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think they just made their agreement to where we can throw it on whatever channel we want to that we have, besides their broadcast channel. NBC is broadcast. That's one that can go out for free to anybody with a digital antenna.
Okay, so basically
those are the ones that that they don't want to put those. They don't want to put them on there because it's free. They want people to pay for the cable.
Okay, right, got you. So
it's an incentive. So
yep, get it.
So yeah, you can watch Sharknado and then Harry Potter.
Or just watch Harry Potter.
Bad.
The agreement includes exclusive basic cable rights to the new Fantastic Beasts films, as I said, and the first of which releases early November this year.
Fantastic Beasts, Sharknado, that's why they're doing it.
This is the interesting bit for me. In addition, the partnership includes exclusive content and events for the Universal theme parks.
Ooh.
And we've already seen probably the first hint of that already.
What was it?
Referring to the Death Eaters taking over the Wizarding World in Japan for Halloween Horror Nights.
Good spot.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, it's funny, I was listening to the Unofficial Guide Disney Dish with Jim Hill today, and it's funny that Jim was saying when the first Harry Potter film come out, Disney actually bought the rights to air it on their channels.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
And now everything's gone the other way around, and Universal are the ones that are buying like the stuff out from Disney's noses.
Well, Disney always made such a big deal on their ABC Family channel. It seems like every other weekend was Harry Potter weekend on ABC Family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just because, you can watch a 2-hour movie with 2 hours of commercials interspersed, and people lapped it up. So they made a lot of they made a lot of profit off of just selling advertising spots while airing these movies.
Mm-hmm.
They completely recouped their investment.
Totally. But cool, that'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yes, it will.
So do we think maybe next year we get the Death Eaters in Diagon Alley?
I hope so.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'll be selling children to get out. Or maybe
the
even
Death
the
Eaters
husband.
would approve of that.
Yeah, I mean, think what they can do in Nocturne Alley.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, for
so
sure.
So many dark corners.
Just...
It would be really cool, but this year I'm already like, how am I going to do everything? Because I'm on a limited time budget this year at Horror Nights. So I'm like, how am I going to run around and get everything done? I don't know if I could, because I'd want to spend a lot of time in Diagon Alley if they were doing that. So
you're suffering from the same thing we had to put up with last year, Darren, because you obviously, like last year at Halloween Horror Nights, you went so many times, and then this year you can't. That was kind of like us when we came out to Orlando in 2013. We were out for 3 weeks, and then we came out last year and it was only a week. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm going from 10 nights to 2 nights. So
2 nights, I'll swap you 2 nights for now.
Right.
All right. Very interesting stuff, though.
Yes.
So speaking of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Tracy, tell us about next year's A Celebration of Harry Potter.
The 4th annual A Celebration of Harry Potter will take place at Universal Orlando Resort, January 27th to the 29th, 2017. Now, as usual, all general admission park guests will have an opportunity to attend Q&A sessions with select film talent. A complete talent lineup will be announced at a later date. Now, it's got to be the twins.
No, they weren't. At the last one, were they?
Luna's going to be there.
She's always there.
Neville's going to be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Rupert Christopher Lewis, whatever he's called. Lewis. What's he called?
Matthew
Matthew
Lewis.
Lewis. There you go.
Yes. They can also experience and participate in the interactive and unique exhibits at the Celebration of Harry Potter Expo, which features brand partners from J.K. Rowling's Wizarding World, such as Warner Brothers, Studio Tour London, Pottermore, Scholastic, Mina Lima, and Harry Potter The Exhibition. Now, you can also enjoy special panels and demonstrations even regarding various aspects of the Harry Potter stories. Special vacation packages are on sale now, and for those, go to universalorlando.com/celebration.
So this doesn't sound any different from every other year they've done it so far.
Well, if they've got a model that works, they've got to stick with it.
But people are going to start getting annoyed if it's the same thing especially when you look at what Universal do with Halloween Horror Nights, where it literally changes everything every year.
But if people don't say anything and people don't complain, they won't know that there's a problem and people want it changing up.
I don't think that that's stupid.
No, but if it works until enough people complain, they're not going to do it.
No, it's true. It was still heaving last year. I heard
You
loads
know.
of people struggle to get into the actual expo bit themselves because it was still that busy.
As the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't
Yeah.
fix it.
Yeah, very true. And I think they can write a lot off of those Q&A sessions and things that they do with those, because where else do you really get an opportunity to do that? So
Yeah, and honestly, I've had an opportunity to go pretty much every time that they've done the celebration, but nothing has really stuck out to me besides the Q&A sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, the expo is just there's not really a whole lot going on in there, especially for the amount of time people are waiting.
So something cool is we will be getting fresh blood into the event, though, because we do have Fantastic Beasts coming out.
We do.
So that's exciting.
It'll be interesting to see whether they add any of that content in there to it, or whether they have any of the cast from it.
I'm sure they have to, especially a Fantastic Beasts. I think a lot of people are starting to get more and more excited for that movie, and the anticipation's building up quite a bit.
It does look
And
really
by
good.
January, the movie will have been out for 2 months at that point.
True.
I saw my first full-length trailer for it last week.
Oh, it's great.
It does look really good. It looks very Harry Potter, but different enough that it's not.
It's the same way that people are looking at the Rogue One trailer.
Yes.
We talked about that last night, but it's exciting to see something new in this universe that like the back of your hand.
Yes.
Yes, I'm quite excited. Anything Potter's enough for me, I'll go.
Yeah, unless it's Cursed Child.
I haven't read it yet, but I'm sure I will do.
All right, so Darren, I know you're probably tired of talking about it, but let's talk about the new stuff for Halloween Horror Nights 26. Lee and Tracy, if you guys want to chime in, because I know you're sad, feel free.
Yeah. Well, in case you haven't listened to the latest episodes of the Dead Man's Digest, we thought we'd quickly go through the final announcements of this year's event. The fourth IP for this year will be based on the 2015 Legendary Pictures movie, Krampus.
Dodgy movie.
I loved it.
Awesome for a house.
Yeah, I thought I was watching National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation for the first half,
Yeah.
pretty much.
It looks very Body Collectors. I think it's like if you think the facade, what it made me think of was the facade of Body Collectors from last year.
But
I
I
loved.
think more of like a completely frozen over look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it just lends itself perfectly.
All those dodgy creatures, the teddy bear and stuff. It's made for a house.
But yeah, the Jack in the Box is the thing I'm looking for the most in that house. It's so messed up. The thing is, I agree the movie is not the best movie ever made or anything, but the visuals in there are very cool, and that's what is going to work for the house. And anytime they do a Christmas theme house, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's a perfect. It's fun to smack those two holidays together.
Absolutely.
It is.
It'll be interesting to see how they do Krampus itself, because that's a big character.
Yeah.
It is.
Do you think they might do puppets?
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, they might be able to reskin or reuse some of the ones from American Werewolf.
Yeah, and we know scale isn't a big problem. It's a little bit different, but out in Hollywood last year, I want to say they did a full-scale replica of the Alien Queen.
That was 2 years ago, was it?
I think they had it for 2 years, didn't they?
I'm not sure now, actually. But yes, it was full size as well.
I think they did.
I'm just thinking Krampus himself, type of puppetry they could use is like, the Dark Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
It's
The Skeksis.
Skeksis, yeah. I couldn't think what they're called. Yeah, that sort of thing would lend itself very well to that, because it would have that big capey bit.
Yeah, I think it'd be a
Except
good one.
the
That could be quite good.
Skeksis are infinitely more terrifying, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
They will not... I have this sat on our planner, and these three will not watch it.
It's those Gelfins are scary little buggers as well. Anyway.
Need to watch it.
It's a very weird movie.
Yes.
But I think for someone like me who's still, this is only their second year going, and they need to get back into the swing of things because they're wimps, I think Krampus is going to be a great house to start off the evening with.
Yep.
I think it's going to be way more intense than you think it's going to be, and I'm going to laugh.
You think so? I think
Yeah,
this is going to be more or less their joke house of this year.
I still think it's going to be scary, though.
In that case, then, I need Hunt to go through with a first-person point of view camera attached to
A
him.
GoPro.
Yep. And I need Darren following behind as well, so we can see...
Yeah, with a recorder.
Well, so he can film it as well, so we can see the first person and...
I'd love to go through a house with Hunter.
I feel like you'd be disappointed because it's a lot of not me jumping, just kind of going, oh boy.
Well, you do more than I do.
Damn, you got me.
Anyway.
Yeah, so that one's going to be cool. But the fifth and final IP this year, the final IP house, I should say, which is based on the TV series American Horror Story, will feature scenes from seasons 1, 4, and 5.
Not seen any of them.
You only have?
I've seen the first episode of the first season, and there was things happening with people looking out the window that made me go, what the hell?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they don't do that in the house.
Oh my
I don't
goodness.
think that will be featured. They can't write the word God on a mask. I don't think they're going to be featuring anything like that.
You got to wait for the Game of Thrones house.
It is a series I really want to pick up on
I
again.
think we need to just plough through the first couple of episodes.
Pun intended, right?
Yeah, there's a character called the Rubber Man, and I feel so bad for the scare actor that's going to have to put that suit on.
Oh.
Because
The
it
Gimp
is,
suit, right?
yeah, it's the Gimp suit. It's a black rubber suit.
Oh God! In a house that's going to be horrendous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You walk into that room and Judas Priest is playing in the background.
But the thing is, the fanboys have got what they wanted.
Suit up.
They've been clamoring.
Black leather!
They've been clamoring for an American Horror Story house for
Oh.
how long now? So
And you know it's funny, now that it's been announced, everybody's like, well, I wish they would have done a different property than American Horror Story.
Of course.
no,
Of course.
you can't. There's no pleasing everyone.
This is cool. The creator of American Horror Story is working pretty closely with them because he is, as I've heard, very protective over it. So he's going to make sure every aspect is as authentic as it could possibly be. And the other thing I think is really cool is the juxtaposition because season 1 is Murder House, so that's the old haunted house, the original one. Season 4 is Freak Show, so that's the Big Top Circus, the Freak Show, and everything going on. So that's going to be a hard cut there.
Yeah.
And then even more so, you've got the last season 5, which is Hotel. That was one that had Lady Gaga in it, and that was just like a really visually striking season.
It's going to be almost like when they did the Mega House for The Walking Dead.
Yeah, well, isn't it going to be in the same soundstage that they did 25 years last year?
I believe so.
It's going to need that sort of size.
And
Speculation.
Yeah. But yeah, that's I mean those are really, really hard cuts. Especially between Freak Show, which has that old timey circus look to it, dark and dusty, and kind of be like a sepia tone to everything. To that season 5 harsh cut black and white Hotel. It's going to be pretty intense. I'm really excited to see how they do that.
And there's a lot more variety. I mean, obviously the big comparison is going to be as far as franchise is The Walking Dead, but there's a lot more. There's a lot of differing details between American Horror Story and The Walking Dead, just as far as like the settings and the character. They're able to do a lot more with the property, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thing is, The Walking Dead is The Walking Dead is The Walking Dead. At least this is very different per season.
It's
exactly
just generic post-apocalyptic rural Georgia area.
Yeah.
Versus very distinct settings and tones.
Totally different stories, yeah. I mean, that's the thing about American Horror Story. The only thing they share is the actors and actresses playing the parts. Other than that, they're completely independent storylines. So
cool.
So yeah, that's really cool. So let's go on now to the original houses. The first one is Lunatics Playground 3D. You won't stand a chance. It's a unnecessarily long titled house name for the year.
Yeah.
While Jack's away, chances unleash the horrors of her imagination.
I think they had to put
byline.
Chance's name in there. That's why it's overly long.
Yeah, but you could have just named it like Take a Chance or something.
Yeah.
They need to put 3D in there. People need to know it's a 3D house.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to see more Chance.
Supposedly, like it switches back and forth between like what Chance's actual reality in the asylum is versus what she's seeing in her own mind.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So-
I think you talked about on the Dead Man's Digest that you kind of expected it to be a little bit like Asylum in Wonderland, but more of a mashup rather than a gradual degeneration.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Cool.
That'd be your house, wouldn't
Yeah,
it, Tracy?
we'll see on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's supposedly going to be in the new tent number 3, the one that is behind the Men in Black extended queue. So,
Which I'm interested to find out what
that's
that
right.
weird mazy thing is on the back side of it.
A weird, mazy
Yeah.
thing, perhaps.
There's like a weird
we'll find out
wooden-
very soon. It's happening so fast.
Yes.
I can't believe it.
I know.
The next one is the so-called Recool House. That's Ghost Town, the Curse of Lightning Gulch.
Scary.
Yes, that's going where Body Collectors was last year.
Okay.
And that is a house that they did before. And actually, Lee and Tracy can tell us a little bit about that house.
Tracy, can you
They were
actually
there
remember
that year.
it?
I can't remember last week.
I remember
yes, I
vaguely
do. I
walking
remember.
through the entrance facade. I remember walking through. You got to bear in mind this was 12 years ago. There was a cowboy zombie kind of thing
Yeah.
walking up and down.
this is one of the
the
few that I
entrance
do
facade.
remember.
The facade was like an old saloon, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because it had like a wooden porch.
Yes.
But that went to, you kind of skirted around the side of
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I remember that one.
Because they had a scare actor like
Yes, they did.
up the side of the queue there, like I
Yes.
say, it's like a cowboy
Yeah,
zombie
because it was
thing.
like a, I can't remember, was it a graveyard or something,
Something
like
like
that
that,
in front
yeah.
of the, yeah.
God,
Yeah, I
I
remember
forgot.
that.
You're starting to bring back memories I forgot I had. It was a long time ago, and we only did the house once, but I remember it being one of the better ones that
Oh,
year.
yeah. But obviously, if we can remember it, it must have been.
Something tells me we're going to see a lot of blue light in this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, from all the pictures that they posted so far, it looks like that they're using that harsh blue light to convey like the ghost side of things. So,
Awesome.
very excited for that one. Actually, that might be my most anticipated house. It keeps switching back and forth between that and the next one, Tomb of the Ancients.
Okay.
An ancient evil has surfaced, and immortal beings from the past have returned to rule mankind.
Ooh. Says the mummy.
We're talking mummies.
Yeah.
This is either
Awesome.
going to be the scariest house or a bit of a disappointment for people. I can see it going either way.
Yeah.
I guess what this one really has going for it, because I was reading a couple of descriptions, was it seems very, very claustrophobic, very, very tight and close together. And as someone who doesn't really do well in tight spaces, I can see that being a big thing for me personally.
Yep. Well, like Nina said on the Dead Man's Digest, the mummy aesthetic leads to them being able to use that one actual scare actor in a room full of fake, mummies there,
Yes.
and just having one of them be an actual scare actor, and then having to walk past them all very closely. That cool effect that they do. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see that.
Do we know where this is going?
I believe this is a tent house. Yes, it is a tent house because it's one of the annual pass holder houses. That's how we found out
yes.
about the name of this one a little ahead of time.
So it'll be
It was
what
the pass holder
either,
newsletter. They always spoil it for themselves.
either where the Purge was or where Insidious was last year. Then
Yes,
Yeah.
it's in one of those. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's the Insidious one.
okay,
So
cool.
Darren, you've been going for quite some time, and just from kind of reading, I guess a quick plug, from reading Christopher Ripley's book about the history of Halloween Horror Nights, these original houses in particular, between Gulch and Tomb, seem very, very almost retro as far as like Halloween Horror Nights subject matter. Do you
Yes.
get that vibe at all?
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. It feels like some of like the first years that I went. Like I don't want to say like generic, but more like general themes, that leave it, I think, a lot more open for them to be creative in the design. So
So are you more excited for the original stuff or the IPs at this time?
I'm excited for everything this year, really. There is nothing that I'm like, ugh, about except for Walking Dead.
Yeah, of course not saying.
Through the houses there's nothing that immediately leaps out to me. I think I've said it already, that makes me go, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to miss that. Overall, I think it's a good year, but there's nothing immediately leaps out at me that makes me upset that I'm not going.
I just generally am upset that I'm not going.
Exactly. I mean, there's the overall
There's
thing.
a couple of things that are kind of making me grin when I'm reading about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I initially posted on Twitter that nothing this year grabbed me the way that the 25 years did last year, but that's just, I think 25 years was a very, very special event.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if anything had the opportunity to grab me in the same way.
No.
But the
You
idea
didn't
that
know. I'm going to say you didn't know if you would like 25 years so much until you actually went through it. So
yeah, you're right. But I just think the idea of, so say for instance, what last year had going for me is The American Werewolf in London is my favorite horror movie. So
Yeah,
I was
it was
able to see
mine.
that.
But The Miz was terrible.
And just being on I disagree, but okay. I don't really have much to compare it to, though, so you got me on there. But even the idea of just me being, a universal co-host with this podcast, the greatest hits collection last year, that was a big draw for me as well, just because I had listened to people like you, Darren, talk about these houses for so long. Yeah. So it was really cool to actually see some of that, the history.
Mm-hmm.
That house was fantastic. It was.
loved it.
That, for me, that house is going to take some beating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shall we have a natter about the scare zones
Yeah,
then?
get the first one out the way. Darren hates it.
So the first one, Darren's favourite, survive or die. A global catastrophe has ruined Earth's atmosphere.
it's called reality, folks. It's actually happened.
I was just going to say what? Again?
I think they should have Al Gore roaming the scare zone.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Bear pig.
If I was
Right
coming,
behind you.
if I was coming this year, I would hope this one was in the production central because I wouldn't go anywhere near it.
Yeah.
Then we have Banshee's Lair. Travel deep into the forest where evil spirits and horrific creatures of the ancient world roam free.
That's
Just
gotta-
like Darren said on Dead Man's Digest, it sounds exactly like what they did in that area last year.
Yeah, it sounds just like Evil's Roots. Yeah.
Yeah, Evil's Roots, great.
Dead Man's Wharf, where a fishing vessel named Annabelle Lee never returned to the harbour and was lost forever.
Perfect area for it because they're putting it by the San Francisco area. And
Yeah.
I've seen there's a prop gone in there already of an old, like a ship, a fishing ship, which looks pretty cool. And that's a
It's like
good
the hull
area.
of the ship, right?
Yes, and that's a
Yeah.
good area for a scare zone as well. Especially, I think it's going to be better now because it's all walled off. Where you had people coming out of the exit for Run last year, you've got a proper corridor to do a scare zone in this year, and I think that'll actually work to its advantage.
Can I just
And it's
say?
big.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's a big area because it goes all the way down to the Lou Wasserman statue,
Wow, that's a big area.
which is currently covered in seaweed. Yeah.
Wow, that's a huge area. I did not know it was going back that far.
Mm-hmm.
So the vessel's called Annabelle Lee. Nothing good ever came from the name Annabelle.
yeah. I think Darren, you pointed out on the Dead Man's Digest it was a poor reference, didn't you?
Yep.
Yes. Right. Vamp 1955. Welcome to Hollywood High School's 1955 Homecoming Parade.
I'm kind of excited about this one because I know they're going to incorporate Mel's in it.
Yes.
And I'm thinking the homecoming parade is like they used to do in small towns where you'd have the convertible cars going by with the
would be
prom
cool.
king and queen in front and everybody else. But so I'm expecting like a line of cars like that, but all strewn up around like crazy and chaos ensuing.
I have a scare
Could be
actor friend
fun.
who's working that scare zone this year.
Oh yeah,
I've told him to watch out for you,
Nice.
Darren, by the way.
great.
And then we have A Chance in Hell. Wonder what that's about. So get ready for the audition of a lifetime. Chance may be locked away, but that hasn't stopped her.
Yeah, and this is apparently Chance lookalikes.
Yes.
Yeah, these are going to be like people that have modified themselves to try to look like Chance. So
That to me says it's going to be in New York where the psychoscarapy
yes.
scare zone was last year. I think it lends itself to sounds very similar to that one from last year. Cool, right.
Yep. I thought it would have been really cool to have that work into a chance show, because if she's auditioning people, that's what I thought that that was going to that the show was going to be a chance show when I heard about the Scare Zone, because I thought, okay, she'll be auditioning people and then ultimately, she's going to put on her show at the end. But that's not the case.
Do you think they originally planned to do a show with her, but then they spent, a lot of the budget getting the big properties like American Horror Story?
I don't know. There's so many different possibilities there.
But as Nina said, that Scare Zone, if it is in New York, lends itself to having those little mini shows like they had in there last year.
Mm-hmm.
So potentially you still are going to get some. I'm sure I heard today that the girl who normally plays Chance, Erin, isn't working it this year.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not
Yeah,
going
I
to
couldn't
get
imagine
to
where
see
she would
her.
be. So
Yeah.
I'm sure she's doing like some marketing or something for the character, though, right?
You think so?
she
I think,
did, yeah.
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 And all the marketing's done already.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I think it was Tim Tracker who posted. I think they've already put up the Survive or Die is going in New York. Like they've got a ton of the props out in New York for it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing we said on the Dead Man's Digest is either those two could be switched, the Chance one and that one, Survive or Die. Like one of them's going in Production Central and one's going to New York, and it looks like that Survive or Die is New York. So
Do you think maybe they're doing Survive or Die so they can do like the projection mapping like they did with the Acid Rain Scare Zone a couple of years
I
ago?
thought that.
I hope so,
Yes.
because it was awesome.
Yeah, I thought that. But I must admit, Hunter, you've stole my thought there as well. I considered that.
Okay.
Right, moving on to the shows then. As always, Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure will return. Hopefully it'll be better than last year's.
The new Ted.
It's got to be, the Trump's got to get some stick this year, hasn't he?
Oh,
I'd be
God.
surprised if he's not the villain.
Yeah.
The whole thing's going to be about him. I pretty much guarantee it.
Well, we can go through. There's going to be Pokemon Go. There's going to
Yes.
be Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. There's probably going to be some Taylor Swift and Kanye West stuff again.
Avatar. That'll be in there. It is every year until Avatar Land opens. The sex with tails joke will be there.
Yeah.
They have sex with their tails.
Now,
Frozen
unfortunately,
Ride actually opened, so
Yeah.
we'll have that again too.
unfortunately, the second show this year, as we've kind of already mentioned, will not be a chance show. So we're not going to get something like the Carnage Returns from last year, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a new show called Academy of Villains, House of Fear. Now, I've never heard of these, but apparently they won America's Got Talent, or they were on America's Got Talent. So they're a
don't think they
high-energy
won.
performance troupe of inmates in an explosion of insanity that will thrust you into a realm of mayhem and maniacal terror featuring dance and specialty acts.
So it's like the Jabberwocky group that was out in Hollywood last year.
They're apparently better from what I've heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
There's a lot
it's the
more.
same concept, though, right?
Well, no, there's a lot more, and they do. They don't dress the same, but they do have like a overall horror theme to their look, and then they also do some really cool things. At least in one or two of the videos we saw with shadow mapping, like where they like go back behind a screen and they use their shadows, to put on like a little presentation kind of thing. It's
Very
it's really
fashionable
cool.
that at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, search them. It'll be like the top thing, the top result on YouTube is a video that features that, so you can check it out. And I would be very surprised if they don't use that in the show.
So hasn't Halloween? Hasn't Hallow Scream been messing with stuff like this for a couple years now? Having
What's
like the dance troops and the performance acts and things like that.
Well, they have their Fiend show that they do every year. That is kind of like a dance show. It's terrible. It's the worst thing ever. They try to like mix a Bill and Ted with a dance. It's kind of like Bill and Ted, their version, like a low rent, terrible, horrible, no good, very bad Bill and Ted.
Okay.
Seriously, don't watch it.
If I ever make it out to Hallow Scream, I'll keep it in mind.
Well, I'll be honest,
Yeah.
if I was coming out to Horror Nights this year, I wouldn't go anywhere near it. It's not something I would be interested in.
Yeah,
Bill and Ted or the House of Fear?
Honestly, probably both. I would personally rather concentrate on the houses and scare zones.
yeah.
Well, you dragged me into Bill and Ted last year.
It was a chill out, man, because the kids were knackered more, and just because I don't know.
We saw
I'm
Michael.
not sure if you guys saw this, but just talking about the scare zones real quick, I thought I saw something the other day that they are going to have partially roaming groups throughout the entire park again this year.
Yes.
Yeah, roaming hordes,
Yeah.
which they had some of last year,
No,
a little bit with the clowns.
Yeah, they were awesome.
And the the female chainsaw inmates last year.
Yeah, they were.
That was my favorite group.
Weren't they?
The Orange is the New Black scare zone,
Yes.
Unofficial. Yeah, so.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the final thing that Universal revealed was a new upcharge house called the Repository. That is Repository, not Suppository, which will feature a cutting-edge and terrifying interactive experience that will blend custom virtual reality technology with suppositories, with real-life characters and environments to create a whole new generation of psychological horror. The Repository will be available to guests during select Halloween Horror Nights beginning September 29th and running through October 31st. Limited time experience can be purchased for $49.99 plus tax.
Woo.
So, yeah, we've booked our night for this already. So we're going at the second weekend that they have available.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, they're not starting it at the beginning of the event. They're not starting till September 29th, like I said. So,
Are you expecting this to be the scariest thing you'll do at the entire event?
I tell you, I'm kind of freaked out by.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have the Gear VR, and the stuff on there is not nearly as intense as they can do at Universal, and it scares the crap out of me. So.
Yeah. So we just had a Oculus Rift come through, so we checked that out, and I'm pretty impressed with this virtual reality thing. I can only imagine what the creative minds at Halloween Horror Nights and Universal Creative could do with this technology.
Yeah.
Well, you guys kind of mentioned it on the Dead Man's Digest, and somebody brought it up in one of the questions. And it's funny, I actually watched the video from it the other day, The Void, which is basically it's an intimate VR experience, but it's done in a real set. So I think it was Travis said it. So basically, you go around an actual physical maze, but the VR you are looking at uses the environment that they've created, but obviously maps a virtual reality in it. So they can put a box on the floor that's a physical box, but when you look at it, you'll see whatever they want it to be. But because it's there, you can actually touch and interact with that. There was like in the Void video, there was like a keypad on the wall, but when you saw what it actually was, it was literally just a flat box on the wall. But then when you look at it through the VR, it was a keypad that you had to put a code number in. It looks stunning. If it's even half as good as the Void looks, it will be awesome.
Yeah, and that's what I've heard about. Is like it's some parts that it's definitely using that Void technology, but it's some parts escape room, part actual Halloween Horror Night house. Because the other cool thing they can do with that Void technology is the scare actors can wear sensors essentially that turn them into whatever they want in the virtual reality, into ghosts or demons or whatever they choose to make them.
Okay.
So.
I so want to do this. I think it's kind of come off the back of what Thorpe Park here have been doing with Darren Brown's Ghost Train as well.
I so need to do that.
Because from what I know, you don't want me to say anything, do you? I'm not going to say anything then.
Oh no, if I take my headphones off, it
Doesn't matter, I won't say anything.
Still in the same room.
But that's kind of virtual reality, but it's also kind of augmented reality, whereas you sit in an actual physical train, but when you put the virtual reality goggles on, you're still looking around the same environment that you're actually sat in. And then they put things in it. To be honest, I don't know that much about it. I've tried to stay clear of it, but that's what I've heard.
For $50, though, they must be either really confident in their product or this is going to be a much longer experience than, your traditional maze.
It's an hour and a half.
Half an hour.
Darren?
Yeah, about 30 minutes include with the pre and post show, and they ask you to be there like 20, 30 minutes ahead of time, ahead of your reservation time. So you're looking at, I think they said like plan out like 90 minutes of your night to be this.
The logistics is ridiculous because don't you have to go and check in for it half an hour beforehand? You have to go to a Blue Man Group, which is outside of the park, but you have to have a ticket. So it obviously
but they're going to have it blocked off
inside the park.
Yeah, they're going to make it part of the inside of the park by just using stanchions and blocking it off.
Where that second entrance is into the studios, yeah.
Yeah.
So if this becomes really successful, I guarantee you we'll see a sequel next year, but do you still think it's going to be an upcharge thing, or is it just going to be one of the houses that everybody can experience, but it's just going to have limited capacity?
They can't.
I just don't think they can do that.
They can't. It has to be an upcharge. They've got to manage the numbers on it.
Gotcha. Because I'm just looking at, so for instance, you have like Knott's Berry Farm, which is it the most attended? It's up there. And they do like the actual laser hunting in the middle of the woods for one of their scare zones. So we're seeing these unique experiences, but Knott's doesn't upcharge for that. So I was curious if you think they'd go the same route.
Yeah, I just don't. Logistically, they can't do it. Like, yeah, Knott's does that, and so does Busch Gardens. But the wait times on those rides on those experiences are very long because they have to take the time to get 6 or 8 people in at a time, suit them up with the laser vest, or at least with the gun that straps on you.
So you'd say, hey, you've pretty much got to dedicate 3-4 hours of your night just to doing this one thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Gotcha.
Ouch.
Yeah, Busch Gardens, and they typically don't offer express on those either. So, the Busch Gardens, you can kind of get in there early with the Fright Feast or something like that, and that's really the only way that you're going to be able to do it without wasting a lot of your night. So,
gotcha.
Very interested to hear. Very
cool.
Well, yeah, it is. It's really cool. I'm very excited and terrified to do this.
Yeah.
But it's something new and something exciting. So
I'm gonna speak up first. I interviewed Michael Aiello not that long ago for Frequent Fear, and Lee, my co-host, actually asked him about upcharge houses, and he went, "Well, it's not something we're looking at the moment, but you can never say never."
Well, you know why he said that? They weren't looking at it because it was all done and dusted in the box.
Yeah. Well, it looks like this was, with it starting so late in the event, I'm sure this was a late start to get the approval on it.
Yeah.
I know that the creative team has been working on it for quite a while, though. So, and they've been kind of experimenting with this in previous years. If you've heard of Legendary Truth.
Yes.
That's all been kind of beta testing for this. So.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. You can call 407-224-7840 to set up your time. You actually do have to call to make the reservation. Halloween Horror Nights admission is required, and tickets can be purchased on August 16th for annual pass holders. So that's already ended. And today, when the show comes out, is when it's available for everyone. So
Awesome.
Cool.
Excellent
Very
stuff.
cool. We now head on over to Autism at the Park with Maureen as she heads back into Marvel Superhero Island to tell us all about the newly opened Hulk roller coaster.
Hi, this is Maureen Deal with Autism at the Parks, and I'm reporting from Universal Orlando Resort for the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. And today I'm at Islands of Adventure, and I'm standing outside the Incredible Hulk coaster, which recently reopened after being under refurbishment for the last year. Now, the Incredible Hulk coaster does have a height requirement of 54 inches, and if you have young children, you can do the rider switch. Just tell the team member at the entrance to the attraction that you need to do the rider switch, and they'll direct you how to do that. The ride also requires that those in wheelchairs be able to transfer to the ride vehicle seating. The seating sample is out in front of the attraction entrance, and you can try it out and see if you can fit comfortably in it. It is a harness that goes over your head. There is also modified seating on the ride for those of us who might need a little extra room. Ask the team member which seats those are. All guests must store their loose items into the lockers that are located across the entrance to the Incredible Hulk coaster. One thing that's different about these lockers is you don't open them with your fingerprint. You use your park ticket and scan the barcode. Small items like cell phones, wallets, keys, loose change, and hats can fit in the smaller lockers. And then small backpacks and larger items can fit in the larger lockers. There's only one section of larger lockers, and the remaining lockers are the smaller type. So if you need a larger locker, it's on the left-hand side of the locker section. Be sure to read the rider's guide for safety and for guests with disabilities to ensure that you have all the physical requirements in order to ride this attraction. It does turn you completely upside down several times, so there are certain physical requirements in order to be able to ride this attraction. And this has been Maureen Deal for the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, signing off from Islands of Adventure.
Thanks, Maureen. I really enjoyed that one, especially all the background noise.
I forgot to mention those lockers. They're awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, if you're planning a trip to Universal Orlando to check out the new Hulk, and you really should, then why not take the hassle out of it by giving our sponsor a call?
Yes, Fairy Godmother Travel can take care of all of your Universal Orlando vacation needs at no extra cost to you.
I see why you gave me this one. And if you're planning to visit Disney, like myself, every other week, rightly?
Yes.
They can help with that too, as they are authorized Disney vacation planners. And I won't judge you in the slightest, and I hope you enjoy your magical journey.
There was no coincidence that Hunter got that bit. You can, of course, contact Fairy Godmother Travel today by phone at 832-284-4002 or toll free, I'm not quite sure why they've got two different numbers, at 888-939-642-539 or go to fairygodmothertravel.com.
But yeah, please let them know that you heard about them because of UUOP. Every referral made through us helps us continue to bring you the best and longest running Universal Orlando podcast.
So Universal Orlando held some annual pass appreciation events last weekend, and Darren attended on Saturday night with some sweet swag and merch that I did not get my hands on. So Darren, tell us all about that sweet swag and merch I did not get my hands on.
That sweet swag and merch went to some new fans, some newly found fans, because no old fans found me that night.
Oh, well, congratulations, new fans.
Yes, all guys have new
one
fans.
of them went to a person that was a little too late getting to something that I'll talk about in a second. And then another one was a couple that asked us where they could find beer.
Oh.
So,
Of course you helped.
so I helped them find beer, and we got to
Follow me. I am the matriarch of beer in this location.
Yep. And they agreed to listen to the podcast, and in exchange, we gave them some Kong dog tags.
Awesome.
So yeah, I had a little bit of merch to hand out. It was actually the one Nina won in the contest, and we felt bad about it, so we gave it out. You can see pictures on our Producers Club page of the winners.
Contest.
But yeah, the actual event, it was kind of too short. I think 2 hours is too short for an event at a theme park covering that much area. Yeah, it was 2 hours. It was from 9:30 to 11:30.
Okay. I thought it was like until 1 or 2.
Yeah, and no, they had.
I don't feel bad for missing it now.
Yeah, they had the area from Port of Entry all the way through to the Wizarding World, and then they had the Hogwarts Express running to Diagon Alley. But if you were to get on there and get over there, you would have used up your entire night. So we didn't actually ride any rides because we heard there were some pretty awesome contests going on. So
was there Darren?
Yes. So we missed the. We missed the first one by a second, and then we were sitting around watching the Twitter, and it came up again, and we happened to be right nearby, so we ran over, and we actually won. Nina and I won a VIP experience, a private VIP tour for 2.
Awesome. Which is worth how much again, Darren?
$2,800.
Wow. I would like to say for the record, Darren was that excited that he tried to call me on Facebook at 10 to 4 in the morning.
Good job we turned our phones off, isn't it? How dare you not be awake to take that call?
I got a message off Darren and a message off Nina, both separate, like, we won!
Yeah. Oh, God. We were freaking out.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, the video's on the Facebook page. Go and watch it. It's hilarious. I would be the same, Darren, I'll be honest.
Yeah. So it was... that's incredible. So, yeah, it's like an 8-hour private tour where you basically have a run of the park. And what I just found out I didn't know is that the VIP tour has their own special restaurant that no one else can go to.
Ooh. I am really interested.
Definitely talk about this.
Yes, I'm really interested to hear it, because for giving it away for an annual pass holder, it can't just be ride what ride when you want, no lines. There's got to be more to it, because as an annual pass holder, you would expect people just to be able to, you come to the parks all the time. Just riding rides, cutting the lines isn't enough. It'd be interesting to see if there's... I expect production tour, immigration tour, forest tour, other backstage things. I expect more than just cutting the lines.
I expect you to be working in creative for a couple of hours as well.
Well, I will. Yeah, it says they try to honor your request the best they can. So our request will be as much backstage stuff as we can possibly see. So, yeah, very excited about that.
So I want to drive the Hogwarts Express.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I'm saying right now is I want to ride Kong with each different driver.
Absolutely.
Oh, no, that's brilliant.
Especially if Becky's on.
Yes.
That's my biggest request.
Speaking of Kong, actually, I meant to drop this in the news. It has officially opened the Express line today as we are recording. So as of Monday, Express line has opened for Kong.
Okay.
Oh, you almost don't want to do it, though, because that queue is so awesome. But I'm sure after a few times I'll be like, okay, I'll go ahead and do the Express.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's a really good idea, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else you could do. See, I'd want to go through. I wonder if you could do the castle tour line, but then point out all the little details in it.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I'm sure they can.
I'd just go around the wizard, like Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade, and point out all those little Easter eggs and stuff that you know damn well that are in there.
What if you could get in a cage with a raptor? Have a comedy
Darren,
chase
you
around.
should ride River Adventure, and then right before the drop, go stop! I demand you to stop.
Yeah. On a selfie with a T-Rex.
I can appreciate it for a while.
I want you to close down the ride for the next half hour. I'm going to need a couple minutes.
Does it mention anything about photographs, Darren, on your VIP tour?
It says you have a digital photo package for the entire day.
I wonder if you'll get private meet and greets, so like all the Zeus characters together, all the Marvel characters together, all the Transformers together. If you're requesting stuff like that, you need to get them.
Yeah.
You need to get...
We're also going to try to request some kind of deal with the horror makeup show, like seeing the control stage or something
that would be
like
cool.
Darren, you should use this as an opportunity to try every ice cream flavor.
Yeah, Darren, need to be wearing shirts. I hope your Dead Man's Digest shirts have arrived by then.
Yes, they definitely should be.
Do they have
my UOP logo on the front?
No, they used to. You need to go in the prop warehouse. They need to go there. You want to see where all the old Halloween Horror Nights crap is.
Yeah, by the time we go, because it's not till November, so by the time we go, the Horror Nights will be ending, so hopefully we'll be able to sneak into some houses too.
First dibs on all the Halloween Horror Night stuff that's going into Williams of Hollywood.
Yeah.
With a discount.
Yeah,
like 100% discount.
It all sounds awesome, though. Anything we get is going to be amazing. So.
That's a lot of money, though. And you think if you paid that yourself, $3,000, that's more than the RIP tour is for Horror Nights.
Yeah, but it's smart because it doesn't cost them that much money.
No.
You know, it's something that's highly valuable at the same time, so it really works out for everybody.
That's awesome.
You want Mike Aiello as your tour guide?
Yeah.
Or Laura Wallace or Patrick Blader or someone like that. You want someone big, Terry Coop.
You want to request extra tickets. You have to demand that your co-hosts are allowed to come with you.
There's a good idea. So that's fine. They can come along. Right, well, they need plane tickets from England and hotels and all the rest of it.
There's one. Demand that Nina is the volunteer in the horror makeup show.
Yes.
I could imagine her doing that.
Oh boy.
Oh, we could run with that.
I think we should. I think we need to get in our little private group on Facebook with a message that just like, you need to ask for this, and you need to ask for this, and you need to ask
Darren.
Hear this and they're like, well, never
You did
mind.
say 5 minutes,
Darren,
Darren.
right? The thing is, if you don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah, well, that's true. But we are very appreciative, so we're not going to...
No, I agree.
No,
we'd
that's
be the same.
That's awesome.
I need this ride vehicle stopped.
But that is so cool.
Remove this ride vehicle and put it in my car, please. Just hitch it to the back.
Drive me home. I have indulged too much in fine wine and foods.
I
always
know.
wanted to ride a Spider-Man ride vehicle down I-4.
You want to be transported...
Mario Kart.
Darren, I've got it. You are not going to walk. You demand to be transported everywhere in a DeLorean.
Oh, there we go.
The DeLorean.
The
I
DeLorean.
want to sit in the DeLorean.
No,
Darren,
the
you
time
should seriously be like,
What
I
if
just
you
want
get
to
in the
talk
train
to Doc
as well?
Brown Can Doc Brown be your tour guide?
Yeah, I was
That
going to
would be
say
awesome.
yes.
Or just
You
come
can
hang
just
out with
keep
us.
up decks the entire time.
I want to ride Simpsons with them and just have them be like, oh, I hate this. Just grumbling the whole time.
I can't wait to hear about
You're either
this.
going to make that actor's day, or he's going to remember you in infamy for the rest of your life. Great Scott, what a...
So yeah. So yeah, that was the past holder thing, and then we just hung out for another hour, just in stunned silence.
I'm not
and we left.
surprised.
Awesome. No, that's brilliant.
Wow. Yeah, well, you can't really top that, can you?
No.
Right? No.
Wow.
So we didn't actually ride any rides during the event, but
No, but
we
it was
had a
well
good
worth
time.
the
Ride
effort.
the Hulk during the event.
We rode right at the end of the night, so we could still use our express.
Gotcha.
So it was like right before the event started.
Gotcha. So still nighttime and everything, because it started at 9 o'clock, 9:30.
Yeah, 9:30.
Yeah.
So it was like 9:15 when we went on there. So
Very cool. Was Kong open during the event?
yes, it was.
Cool.
I kind of kicking myself that we didn't go on there because that would have been cool at night too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
At night.
Rather ride Kong or get a $3,000 private tour.
Yeah.
Now, it's a tough choice, but
All right.
cool. No, I'm dead pleased with you,
Yeah,
Darren.
me too.
Awesome. Well, I guess on that happy note, unless you guys have anything else to chime in.
I do. I totally forgot about this at the top of the show. Now, a friend of ours, Sam Peck. You all know Sam?
Yes,
Yes,
Absolutely.
thank you. Yes. He's currently on holiday, sunning himself happily, and he's had a little accident on holiday. He's actually fallen down a flight of stairs
Oh.
and done his ankle in. At this moment in time, not sure whether it's broken. He
God.
says he doesn't think so.
Been there, done
But
that.
yeah, so I just wanted to say, get well soon, Sam, and we're thinking of you, and try not to let it spoil your holiday.
No, I've been there. I know
yeah.
what it's like.
Yeah.
I've got to chuck
Bless
another
him.
one in. We've just made our annual donation to Give Kids the World on behalf of the Producers Club. We also got another donation to the podcast on the same day. Now, the person that sent it said he didn't want any recognition for it, but he just wanted to donate some money to the podcast. So we decided to pay that money forward as well, and we're going to make another $100 donation to Give Kids the World. So we'll be donating $200 to Give Kids the World, which I'm very proud of.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Yes. So you know you are. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
We love you.
Yes.
And thank you,
well,
everybody,
very
as well,
much
for their
so.
donations.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All the producers, I love that we can do this every year.
Yes, me too. It's very close to my heart.
Yes.
Awesome. Anything from you, Darren, that you needed to say, or?
Yeah, now that you guys said that, it's going to sound really crappy, but Dead Man's Digest t-shirts
Yes.
are now for sale.
Oh, they're awesome.
You can go to redbubble.com and just search UUOP Darren to find the shirt. We got shirts and stickers and mugs and
Everything.
phone cases and everything.
And
So
it's cool.
I guess since we're on the subject, if you guys want to check it out, I did just team up with our buddies at the Diz After Dark podcast, where I talked about my experiences with the Disney College program. So you can go and check that out. And we also talked about Peach Dragon and Kubo and the Two Strings on the Real Fans for Real Movies podcast. So if you like me, you get 3 episodes of me this week.
Yeah, you can't hear him on here, but you can hear him on other people's shows as well.
Hey, I haven't missed a show in how long?
Last week.
Hey, everybody missed that show.
I didn't.
Okay.
Oh,
Fair cop.
Well, on that note, this has actually been a pretty long podcast.
It
has.
has, and we've
So-
actually left stuff out.
Yeah, which we'll get into next week. We've
Yes.
got some really exciting stuff to talk
Yes,
about
we
next
do.
time.
We
But,
have, hopefully.
So for Darren, Lee, Tracy, Maureen, anybody else I'm forgetting?
Kenneth.
Kenneth. Yes, Kenneth. Well, now we can talk about Kenneth. Kenneth's
Yeah.
exciting. So for all of these folks and myself, this has been the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast and Live the Adventure.
That's it for another Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Make sure you never miss a show by subscribing on iTunes, and while you're there, please leave us a rating and a review. Listen to us on Stitcher, Google Play, and all your podcast apps. Email us with any questions or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com, or even better, record your message at speakpipe.com/uuopodcast. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Check out our blog for even more content at uuopodcast.com. And finally, our sponsors, Fairy Godmother Travel, are here to help with all your Universal vacation needs. So check them out today at fairygodmothertravel.com. Well, that's a wrap. See you next week.